Hi, I'm Alan Christopher, and I'll be your instructor this semester for the MBA class for Marketing Management. I teach this class both online and on ground at Concordia, so if there is ever a concurrent class going on and you'd like to come sit in, please feel free to. I don't have a problem with that at all. There are some differences in the two classes as far as some of the assignments, but the major assignment in both of these is the marketing plan. You will be assigned to groups and you will work together to come up with a plan to market a product or a service. So let me talk about a few things because that's probably the number one area that students email me about this first week. The first thing is, do not select Apple or Nike or Chevrolet as a company to write about. In a marketing plan, you're trying to come up with a new product or service. You're not trying to do a business plan for a corporation. What you're trying to do is come up with a plan to bring a new product or a new service into the marketplace. So you could do something like Pepsi, and last semester, a couple of my students' teams did some things with Pepsi. One did going into a new marketplace internationally. The other brought in a new product for them. A couple of semesters back, one of my teams did Under Armour pole dancing shorts. Who knew that pole dancing shorts was a real thing? I certainly didn't. So think about what you're going to be doing for your project. You don't want it so big that you get overwhelmed by all the data out there. Again, trying to write a marketing plan for the Apple iPhone 7 is way beyond the scope of what we're trying to do in this class. Do something that you can manage effectively and not get lost in all the data that's out there. The plan will be following the marketing plan example in your textbook that starts on page 60. We will go through and you will do each sections each week on that, and so it's all based, you'll see that in the announcements in the class on there on which sections are due each week. But let me talk about the executive summary because that's the first thing that's due. There are two schools of thoughts on doing an executive summary. The first is that you do the executive summary first, and then you write your plan. The second school of thought is that you write your plan first, and then come back and write your executive summary based on what you've written. I happen to fall into the first school. I want you to write your executive summary first and tell me what you're going to be doing, what product or service you're going to be coming to the marketplace, why it's important, and what you expect to see out of it. Do not do your executive summary as a history of your company. Every semester it seems like at least one of the groups, and last year one of the groups did a 5-page history of the company. That's not an executive summary. Think about it this way. You have a brilliant new idea at work and you can't wait to get to your top management to show it to them. Would you go spend 20 minutes talking about the history of your company, or would you try and spend 1 minute telling them about your brilliant new idea? That is what an executive summary is. Now, in working in the teams, there's a number of ways you can do this because this is an online class. Not everybody's here in Austin. There are a number of technology tools to help you to work together as a team. There's Google Docs and Google Hangout. There's a free service called freeconferencecall.com that will allow you to do teleconferencing, or one or more of your teammates may have a service at work that allows you to do it. However you choose to do it is fine. Just understand that you are going to be working in a team. This is a team project because in real life and in the real world we do work in teams. One more point for this introductory video, and that's about the discussion boards, because we roll right into the discussion boards the first week. Please take a look at the example that I have posted for what my expectations are for discussion board postings for graduate students. I do expect you to do references and research. You are not sitting in a classroom for 2.5 hours like your on-ground contemporaries, so I do expect you to put some effort into the discussions. That means examples. It'd be great if you would post visual examples of what you're talking about. Also references, properly cited and referenced in APA format, and references also hold true for your follow-up replies to your classmates. Now, in each one of the discussion questions when you post, I am going to respond to that post and ask you a question or point out something in your post. I'm not saying that you're wrong. What I'm trying to do is further your thoughts on your topic and what you wrote. I'm trying to get you to stretch yourself a little further, to think about the topic a little bit more. And again, it's not to say that you're wrong. And in the discussion board each week, it's worth 20 points. You have your initial post worth 4 points. That, again, you need visual references and you need to do proper APA citations and references. And then you have 4 posts to your classmates. Each one of those are worth 4 points. Responding to one of your classmates' posts within your post does not count. I want to see you actively engage 4 of your classmates in their posts and do the same kind of thing I do, where you ask questions, you point something out, maybe you bring in some additional references, just something to keep the conversation going, just as if we were in the classroom and you were commenting on something one of your fellow classmates had just said. So I hope that gets us a good start this week. I will be posting videos each week to kind of give you what my expectations are for the assignments and to try and clear up any issues that I have seen come up in previous classes. I have tried to make corrections and comments in the class each week to clarify those questions up. But because we're all remote and we're not all sitting in front of each other, sometimes the way people interpret the questions or the assignments is completely different from the way other people do it. So I have not yet found one magic formula that allows me to write a sentence that everyone understands. So I will do my best to point out some of the things that have happened in the past as far as students and their postings or their writings, so that we don't fall into the same traps. Again, welcome to the class. I'm glad you're here, and I hope we have a great experience this semester.